Oh, all right. Back for another week. How are we?
Yeah, good mate, good. It's a new look panel today. As you can see, we've replaced Trent. Very, very needed as per the feedback in the group chat, and just a bit of a private analyst talk. He had to go.
Yeah, we've sent him on an unpaid holiday 2 weeks in a row with some fucking awful takes that have come back to bite him in the ass, and we just said, mate, the standard on this podcast is way better than that. You know it's better than that, and we just can't have that anymore. So, mate, go home, sit in front of the mirror. I want you to have a good hard look at yourself. We're not paying you. You're not getting paid for this time.
No.
You've got to go on a, we've sent him over to the mountains of Tibet.
Yeah, just really think about it, ground himself a bit, because it's been embarrassing for the show. Let's be real.
It has been. We have two astute guests on this end of the panel, and we just have this guy down the end just giving out shit take after shit take, bagging everyone when he's coming seventh on the ladder, just not in a position of power. We just, you know what, we don't need his negativity at the moment, so he's been sent to my holiday.
Mate, all his takes have been terrible. He tried to tip me Keanu Kinney as his brand new pod. He broke his neck. He broke his neck. He's a curse. I remember once he tipped me a beautiful young stallion in the horse races, and the horse died before it entered the gate.
Yeah.
So look, he's just everybody turns to shit. But not to fear, we've replaced him with a nice 6-week-old, out-of-date, expired Milo.
Yeah, which will give you better insight than what Trent does. This thing here won't let you down.
No.
Tastes good despite being out of date. We'll get into it, and I'm going to enjoy not having any ear bashing coming from my left hand side.
It'll feel good. So I suppose first thing we'll do, as always, still is go through the ladder briefly.
Yep. Three teams undefeated, sitting first, second, third. Copy captains on top, coming out the year with another brilliant year of dominance. A lot of hate coming into the season towards copy captains here, but just greatness always prevails, as they say, and he's sitting pretty once again. But surprise spot number 2.
Harry Dogs, yes, he's really on the copy captain's tail. Copy captain's actually only took first spot on updates, and now he's up by me on 4 points. 4
points the difference between first and second, which is speaks to the level of competition this year. We knew it was going to be a tight one. Coming in third here though. Oh man, he'd be happy with this. The bedwetter.
Yeah.
He's there's parades through the streets that he's been hosting at the moment.
You know he hasn't had a dry bed all week.
No. That is one wet bed at the moment.
That's one wet bed. He's excited.
Sitting in fourth, another Goliath of the comp, David's team. 2-1 at the moment.
He'd be happy with that, I reckon. He's actually number 1 on points scored. So
points scored number 1, thanks to a huge week this week.
Yeah, he did go huge. I think did he dub Nathan Cleary? He might have dodged that.
Either
way, he'd be happy with it.
Fifth, Bo, Adam O'Brien. We actually ran into Bo at the top pub
on it was his birthday.
Saturday night.
Bo was his
30th birthday for Bo, and he's confident this year. Very, very confident. He said, "Transfer me the money, it's mine," which don't agree with. But anyway, 6th place, Waltzing Matildas.
Yeah, huge. He'd be very happy with that. I've got no idea how he's there. It's like an elephant in an orphanage. Yeah. Shouldn't be there, but it is.
Yeah, what the fuck is a polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas?
And look, the even thing that makes it even funnier is he's above Trenos Titans.
Yeah, Trenos Titans. Everyone knows him as the loudmouth of the comp. If it was up to him, he'd have himself as $1 flat favourite.
Yeah.
He'd say that there isn't a chance of anyone else winning. Yet here he is yet again sitting in 7th place with, what's hilarious, the Waltzing Matildas outscoring him on total points too.
Yeah, as well. It's just so funny. Seriously, it's just an embarrassing start to the year.
It has been, and like we said, there was big trade news that he was trading in Keanu Kinney. Keanu Kinney heard that news, heard that the Trenos Titans were looking at him, and the big fella has snapped his own neck to avoid it.
And look, he's probably better off for it. Anything that Trent does at the moment goes to shit.
Yeah, agreed. 8th place, best on field, bit of a slip here, I believe.
Yeah, he's gone down a bit, hey?
I believe he was in the top 4 last week. Pretty shit week, low points scored, which speaks to the run that he's had for the year. 2 week games to open up the year. Your total points does matter, despite what our host to my left generally claims that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's the most important message.
It's the easiest, besides the win-loss column, it's the best way to judge your team, your total points.
Yeah.
It speaks to your consistency.
It does.
Number 9, the veteran, the old bull, Rigo, Grizzly Raiders.
He'll probably be around this stage all year, I reckon.
Yeah, I believe he jagged a good win over the Cardi Party this week.
Is that who he beat? Yeah, right. Yeah, because he had Garrick, and I think Garrick won it for him.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of people are in that boat, but yeah, he'd probably be happy with that. The Cardi Party, this is one that I wanted to touch on. He's coming 10th.
Yeah.
But if you look at points scored, he's actually coming 4th.
Yeah, so very similar to his year last year. Lots of points scored, just unfortunately getting stitched up in his matchups.
He like just scraped into finals despite being like second on points scored.
Yeah. So yeah, he's currently in Europe at the moment. He's left Japan, gone to Europe. So potentially that could swing things for him. Bit of bad vibes in Europe, maybe.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I heard there's some bad vibes going on in Europe at the moment anyways, if you listen to the news. So could that translate to the Cardi Party's team? We'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see. Oakland A's.
One
This is where he should have been all year last year too. We all know how shit he is.
Yeah, we heard about a run-in at the pub between the Harry Dogs and the Oakland A's on the weekend, and it was violent. There was bottles thrown, chairs thrown. I heard a midget was involved.
Yeah, midget thrown in the dartboard sort of stuff. So
so Oakland A's sitting in 11th. Look, I think he can turn the year around, but pretty low total points scored, which is a bit concerning.
He's actually got a trash team this year. It's even worse than last year's team. He's got some bad eggs. Some bad eggs, to put it that way. He's actually been ravaged of injury.
Yeah.
But
the Dongs coming in 12th right now. 1 and 2 starts. Look, I'm surprised he has a win on the board, but good on him.
Yeah, look, he'd probably be happy with
Not
that.
much to say about him as always. He's actually currently on his deathbed right now, so get well soon.
Yeah, the big fella.
Coach Nick. You have a lot of time to be looking at your Supercoach team while, waiting for chemo and stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah, down the line, we've got Bilbo's mother, Hot. Still no plural in his name.
Probably won't jag a win until there's a plural in there.
Yeah, look, you needed mothers.
Yeah, just makes sense.
So
I can't believe he's wasted a character spot on an apostrophe.
But not the S,
not the S
on the end of the mothers. It just doesn't make sense.
Anyway, 14 up the guts. Look, pretty irrelevant side this year, I think.
Yeah, look, he'll probably be about there. It's just one of the ones making up the prize pool. Cinderella Man. Huge wins this week.
Yeah, it's this. I heard that he's given all the boys a week off this week, except for Luke Metcalf.
Yes. He's working like a dog, Luke Metcalf.
Yeah, everyone's earned themselves a extended weekend because of their big win, but Luke Metcalf isn't. He's currently shoveling shit out of the Portaloo.
Yeah, he's really not happy with Luke Metcalf.
No.
But we'll get to him in the preview, or review, I should say. Liam, the Butter Bandit. He has been terrible.
0-3.
0-3.
Now, I see he's currently online on Supercoach right now. I suggest that that's a really good idea, Liam.
Yeah.
I think that the Supercoach app should not be closed until Thursday night.
Yeah, but it's a lot of study to do.
Yeah.
A lot of study to do.
Yep. 17th, Doggies, a former great, just washed.
Yeah,
That's
terrible
all.
start of the year.
That's all I can say about Scott. Absolutely washed. He was out watching the AFL on the weekend, I believe. So maybe it's time for him to switch codes and maybe get into a bit of AFL Supercoach.
Yeah.
Clearly NRL isn't for you.
This clearly is working. Anyways, that pretty much wraps up the comp.
Yeah, well, 18th place.
We got 18th place, but there's no point even.
Look at that, 400 total points below the guy sitting second last, Mick. Look, mate, just keep turning up. That's all we can ask for.
Yeah, look, you might get a win eventually.
We'll go over last week's matchups, hey, real quick.
Oh yeah. Alrighty.
So here we go, jagging a big win, Waltzing Matildas to take him into the top 8. This was a real slugfest here. Isaiah Yeo came through with some good updates for the Butter Bandits, but clearly wasn't enough. So both sides pretty injury ravaged here. Connor Watson, I believe, went off HIA. Nick Meaney.
They both had Cleary too, so the flex didn't.
Yeah, Nick Meaney hurt himself. He was on a decent score too, 46. I believe he got injured relatively early, if that's correct. I don't know. Didn't watch.
He got injured like 30 minutes in or something, I think.
30 minutes in, so he was on for a good score. So that's just unlucky. But the silver lining there is that Waltzing Matilda's also a Pappenhausen owner. So you trade out Meaney and Pappenhausen just takes his goal kicking. So
I hear Pappenhausen's under an injury cloud and might not play this week though. Apparently his ankle.
Sounds like everyone in the comp is.
So yeah, it's a good win for Waltzing Matildas. It's a pretty like mid game. This was
a shit matchup. Nothing really exciting here.
I tell you what, Kearney, you're lucky Jamie Humphries took that quick tap and scored. Otherwise, he would have lost this week.
Oh no, Jamie Humphries. Fuck, that was annoying.
Everyone should have got him. I had to tell everyone last week should have got him. No one got him.
He was doing shit house before that, and he played. The interesting thing to note, he played the second half at the lock.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's weird.
So is that maybe a bit of a sign that potentially Dodd could be coming back soon if they want to ease him into some lock minutes, which, you know, he's a tackling machine. He made 43 tackles playing half the games a half. So his base will still be good if he plays lock, but at the end of the day, locks don't score as much points as halfbacks.
No, they don't,
So
especially on like good games for the team, like good
Yeah.
matchups. So
Penrith this week's a big concern if he's going to play the second half at lock.
yeah, look, if you have him, you don't play him, but he's going to make some cash. Got like a minus 30 break even at the moment. But yeah, I mean, there isn't really too much to cover on this match. Hudson Young almost saved by the Bennett for his first win of the year, but
Yeah, Hutto seemed to be a good pick to start the year.
yeah, what's it? I actually haven't really looked at him, to be honest. What his first
680, 682, so he's rolled in a 76, a 44,
and a 91.
and a 91.
I mean, he'll do that. He'll give you the 80 games and the 90
Yeah,
games.
he will score. Raiders got absolutely humped. They had a bed sheet thrown over their head and were skull fucked. Yet Hutto still puts up a good score, so potentially a target if a soft Raiders run were to come up, which actually it's a pretty soft
He
run.
did have a random late try though, Hudson Young.
Yeah, but he does that. He will score.
He does score a lot for a second row.
It's a pretty mixed bag. Cows, Sharks, Para, Titans, Dolphins. That's not too bad. But then you go Melbourne Dogs. I don't know. That's by your own risk, I think.
But yeah, I mean, there's not too much else to cover. Kearney, good win.
Yep.
Good win. Biggest surprise of the week.
Yeah.
Trentals Titans actually getting a win.
And a big win too. It puts up a really solid score this week. Look, Jesse Arthurs was going shithouse. Jesse Arthur's the big flex play.
Yeah.
Fuck that. It speaks to the level of the bloke
Level of the player.
to my left. He just fucking puts a winger in the flex. Like, fuck me. Anyway, Jesse Arthur's on a shithouse score and then scores a relatively late try and has a late line break to save him. Look, the Jesse Arthur's pick has turned out to be okay.
It's going to be a great one, really. Everyone should have got him.
But Jesse Arthur's, as we all know, does have a 15 in him. If you don't have him now, don't go chasing the points and bringing him in.
No.
Because I guarantee you, this run will end and he will start to put
If he
up
doesn't
some
score, he
stickers.
puts up 15. That's pretty much a fact. But he pays like $1.20 to score every week. So
Yeah.
that's the upside. But this was a bit of a battle of the captains, really.
Yeah, well, that's
Nico
what
lines at
that's
230.
what turned the tide. Nico posting up at 230, which is obviously really fucking good.
Yeah. Andy.
But yeah, missing out on Ponga and Cleary, that's literally that's luck. That's all it is. Luck has pulled him out of this week. Ponga and Cleary don't. I mean, Cleary. When's the last time you saw him fly into a bloke randomly and knock
I actually
himself
have
out?
never seen him get knocked out.
I've never seen him do anything like that before.
No.
Like
I'm trying to
that.
think of
It
him.
was. He's never been one to put on absolutely massive shots, and he just flew out and tried to kill Jerome Hughes for no reason. And he killed himself.
And yeah, look, don't do it again. Don't do it again. Especially when I buy it.
He'll never do it again. Keon with a 49. Keon's honestly been very underwhelming, but that's
was the play.
yeah, that's it's always going to be tough without Trell Mitt there.
Tell you what helped him. Ruben Garrick scoring 157.
Yeah, Ruben.
You know he ran the footy 9 times and scored 4
Yeah, I know. How fucked up is that? Yeah, so nine runs is concerning for Garrick.
In future, yeah, like I'm honestly thinking he might be a sell at some point this year. Like, yeah, he's got 157 this week, but if he keeps doing 10 runs, like he'll probably end up going down to an average of like 55 or something.
Yeah, like
So you maybe should just sell him. When
the
he's
9
selling,
runs
yeah.
is concerning, but when you're fucking running it like that and you're scoring at will like that, then fuck, you can run 4 times and score 4 tries.
I
For all
love
I
my
care.
eye on Garrick for a potential trade at some point.
Yeah. No, I can see that, but
yeah,
I'm not
it's
going
still
to complain about 157.
No.
So thanks for coming. Hamole 83. He's just fucking elite, and I think he is one of the must-own back rowers.
Everyone should have started with Kamole.
Yeah, he's so fucking good. The DCE news. Obviously, that's not going to affect this year, but that is going to kill for future years of Hamole because DCE loves giving it to that
Gives him some great bill.
big heifer on the right. He loves giving it to him. That pretty much rounds it out for the Trails
Yeah,
Titans.
there's a couple key non-decisions from Adam O'Brien. They
Yeah.
lost him the week, really. He had Payne Haas 140, but
Payne Haas,
Wasn't enough.
140. Fuck, he's good. He's a must-have in Supercoach, and if you don't have him, you move heaven and earth to get him.
yeah, he should have done it last week, and most people are feeling the effects.
I
of
don't
it.
care if he's fucking $1.5 million, you've got to get him in.
Oh,
He
yeah.
is devastating at the moment. Absolutely devastating.
Can't wait to see him in Origin.
Yeah. First try scorer. Nah, don't do that. That'll break your heart.
Yeah. I don't bet on Origin. It's too stressful already.
So yeah, pretty similar. Tom Gilbert, he's been under. Oh, sorry, we moved to
versus the
a
Doggies.
different game. Bedwetter versus the Doggies.
Sorry, yes.
Bedwetter scoring 10.54, just a slightly above average score, if anything average, I reckon.
Yeah, he's probably lucky to get the win this week. Like, Doggies had some pretty terrible scores. Harry Grant with 26, he's had a shocking start.
Yeah, he has had a shocking start. Yeah, and from memory, has scored pretty poorly to start the year in recent years. I don't think Harry Grant is all that people say he is. He's obviously an elite Supercoach, like obviously an elite player.
Supercoach wise, he hasn't been that good. Like,
no, I agree. I think he's obviously been the number one hooker for the last few years, but he's not someone I think you need to be starting with in your team, because he has these shit scores in him, because there's so many chefs in the kitchen at the Storm that he's not going to get his attacking stats every week.
And he's pretty much just the best because it's just a famine of hookers.
Yeah, exactly. Nafufi White.
Yeah, Nafufu, the 87.
Nafufu. He's come out with an 87. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm so annoyed at him again.
Scored a try. But look, Lindsay Collins to come back into the side. Victor Radley was out as well with just because he was dying. We're getting fan calls here.
Tara's trying to get on to me.
So yeah, look, Nafufi 87. That's elite for your cash generation, but he's gonna fucking he'll go back to scoring 40s.
You definitely don't want to be playing him.
Nah.
Yeah, it's just some bad selections from Scott, really.
RTS Hammy, that's devastating.
There was a lot of unlucky, Metcalf 23, he's obviously just turned out to be shit. Toya 26, shit. Roger injured 36, shit. Grant 26, shit.
He has AE, shit. Which is you just can't be doing it this time of year.
Yeah. So, and he also had Turbo who was injured. So
Turbo was injured. Cleary captaincy, scoring a 2. That's heartbreaking. That's really, really heartbreaking.
Yeah, Cleary captain scoring 2,
But that's what you get for putting your captain on a Thursday night play.
Yeah, you never do that. You always, especially with the flex, always VC if it's a
just VC on any. I reckon between Thursday, probably even Friday, and you can even get away with the VC on a Saturday if there's a really good matchup later in the week, because you have the flex now. You don't need to be. You can afford a shit score and you'll just get it replaced by the 18th minute. Yeah. So that's a little tip from the panel here. This guy by left wouldn't give tips like that. No, he would have said Cleary captaincy Thursday night.
He's probably listening right now and thinking, that's not bad.
Yeah. So don't listen to what he says.
I will say Scott has woken up to himself and realised maybe Terrell May doesn't have an attitude problem.
No.
I get it.
That was one of the shittest takes I heard in the pre-season, that Terrell May was not welcome in the Doggies HQ because of an attitude problem. Yeah. I actually watched a Terrell May vlog the other night. Go subscribe to him, Terrell Davis May. Yeah. It's a little shameless plug. He after their win last week, the only guy to be in the Tiger sheds doing recovery.
Yeah, he's a good bloke.
He's got great attitude. There was no one else from the Tigers there, not even their captain Jerome Luai. Terrell Davis May in the change rooms, in the sauna, putting in the hard yards, and put it all up on his YouTube.
Look, this year when I watch State of Origin, I want to see Terrell May come out in that 8 jersey and Payne Haas come out in that 10 jersey. Non-negotiable. That's what I want to see.
I wouldn't mind a 1-2 punch of Terrell May and Spencer Leniu off the bench. I think that would be off the bench, fresh legs. Terrell May just dishing out offloads at will, palm, offload to Spencer Leniu, steaming off the back foot. That would
We're gonna have an unreal 4 packs here in Origin.
Yeah, it's gonna be so good. Anyway, can't wait for Origin.
How good's Origin talk? But the Bedwetters midweek. It wasn't anything special. We just kind of ran into a team that was worse. Then you had Payne Haas 140.
Yeah.
He had a shit captain, like a lot of people with Ponga. He's got 45.
Late try assist saved him.
I thought he was going to molest the Titans.
Yeah,
but I was expecting 100 plus.
As we heard, the Knights apparently play shit in the Gold Coast, and the Gold Coast play shit in Newcastle.
They haven't won in the Gold Coast in like 9 years.
And I think it's something like vice versa.
Yeah,
the Titans haven't won in Newcastle forever, so that's just something to keep note of in the future. but expect a KP bounce back after the bye. He
Oh,
knows that that's not
I
going to happen.
can't believe so many people were saying they should sell KP.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. He's the top sole player of the comp at the moment. It's just ridiculous.
You don't. If you're happy to pay for a big dog like KP, like Turbo, like Cleary, and they have one shit game, you don't trade it. You know what? What he's got? I think his break even's like 76, which is fuck all for Kalen Ponga. He could come out and score 176 after the bye. Look,
and everyone knew he had the bye this week. It's not like he just randomly got injured or something.
No.
Everyone knew he had the bye. You bought him knowing he had a round 4 bye.
Yeah.
If you didn't want to have him for the round 4 bye for that reason,
you don't
then
pick him.
start with him.
You don't pick him. You like yeah. There's some fucking retards that play this game. Sometimes I feel like we're the only two that have a bit of Supercoach knowledge.
Yeah. And look, we're one to talk the comp.
We speak for ourselves.
Yeah,
Let us speak. Let us speak for us.
But going on, it was honestly just the rest of it is just mid. Like honestly, he had one score above 60 or two, above 60.
Marju with a 38. I believe that's all base stats as well. So like, you look at that 38 and you think, fuck, that's no good. But the Knights got absolutely humped, and he still scored a 38 pretty much without seeing the ball in his attacking half.
Nothing. Mate.
Like
Greg the Leg is a good player, and he's a good honest Supercoacher, and you have to get him.
You have to hold him.
But Brimo for 24, he's been shit. He was always going to be shit.
Yeah, now he's going to break even 105, which I mean, Brimo can turn up, but like
he won't. He won't.
Plays for the Titans, you can't trust him.
But yeah, other than that, not too much else.
A lot of DNPs on the bench for.
Yeah, still got Tom Duffy.
Yeah.
What's happening with Charlie Geimer? Will he come back? Fuck, I hope so.
Well, if you talk to the Waltzing Matildas, apparently it's a travesty that he's not playing at the moment.
He got named in reserves this week, which he hasn't the last couple of
Yeah,
weeks.
so hopefully that's a bit of a sign.
But that's about it for that game, really. Now for a bit of a grudge match. Harry Dogs versus Oakland A's. Oakland A's was telling Harry Dogs at the pub how he's definitely going to beat him, and it's pretty much lights out. But
off to a steaming hot start was the Oakland A's.
He really was.
Ali Leotower with a 95. Like, he's a really good footy player, Leotower. Not sure I love him in Supercoach. I mean, obviously this week he's got a 95.
He's got 2 tries.
Yeah, 2 tries for a 95.
In that game, the first 3 tries scored were his players. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. So, that's a bit tough. Nafufi, we spoke about him before.
Nafufi scored a try as well. So
yeah, we spoke about him before. And then comes the poo. Toya 26, Metcalf 23, Sandon Smith 20, Bateman 43. Bateman has been shit.
It's a terrible.
He has been awful. I've seen Cowboys fans that want John Bateman taken out the back of whatever the Cowboys stadium is and shot. They want him fed to crocodiles.
Yeah, and I think he deserves it. He's been pretty bad.
He's been awful. Go back to England.
Do you remember watching the try? Did you watch the game? He tried to put the ball down
and
flicked it back.
I don't think he tried.
He could have just put.
I don't think he tried to put it down. He just flicked it back. Like a fucking dumb
idiot,
dumb pommy.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I was watching that.
That's all that comes down to.
But this game was really just the story of Ruben Garrick for Harry Dogs.
So it was player. Tight game. Garrick, we spoke about him before, rolling out at 147. Hetherington, he's been awful, and he was always going to be awful.
Yeah, that was kind of just a slim pickings sort of thing.
Yeah.
But Tom Starling, he's been huge.
Yeah, he has been. I think if you're looking at Starling, this is the absolute last week to get on it.
Yeah.
Negative 20 odd break even, plays the Cows, who have a fucking awful forward pack. You saw Payne Haas. They practically rolled out the red carpet for Payne Haas.
Watch that back. Watch Ruben Cotter's defensive effort.
Yeah, the best tackler in the comp. Ruben Cotter.
Really disgraceful.
They pretty much rolled out the red carpet for him, and Payne Haas is obviously he's a big bit of gear, but he's not as fucking quick as Starling.
No.
So Tom Starling is just going to be taking scoot after scoot after scoot, carving up that middle pack. I think if you want Starling, we can seriously be looking at a 90 plus.
Yeah.
I just want to point something out to you real quick. This is something I noticed on the side. Go to Tom Starling's scores. What do you think Tom Starling's career high in Supercoach is?
Maybe, I would probably say maybe 107.
Tom Starling plays the Sharks next week. Tom Starling's high score against the Sharks, 157.
157?
Did anyone know that?
When did he score 157?
I have no idea when he scored that. His average against him is 53, so besides that 157, he's been awful. But, what the how random is that? Tom, if you don't believe me, go to Tom Starling right now and look at his high score against the Sharks. 157
It's
points.
bizarre. And he scored 95 against them in 2023.
So
Well, look, there's a potential ton up there. Maybe as a captain option. But look, I'm going back a lot of years here. And I'm
Yeah.
still not finding this game.
this could be like debut season.
I'm back in 2020. Oh, there you go. Round 20. Wait, round 20
Round 20
of 2020.
COVID,
So it was a
year.
COVID-affected year. And
Yeah.
you just gone and scored 157.
After scoring
Can I see?
25 the week before.
Can I
That's
see
just
what he did?
that was something I noticed the other day that was worth it.
So he scored a try, 3 try assists, 41 tackles. What else did he do? 16 tackle breaks, 3 line breaks, 2 line break assists. That is a blinder from Tom Starling.
That is just a monster game. That's Cam Smith-esque.
Yeah.
So, fuck, maybe he can channel 5 years ago, but yeah, I just thought that was worth bringing
Worth
up.
noting.
Fucking random.
Yeah, well, that's not a bad find.
So Tom Starling, I think if you want him last week to get him, I think if you still have Duffy, you got to figure out a way to go Duffy to him. I probably would pick him over Jamie Humphries just because of the Penrith pick scares me. Trell Mick coming back scares me.
Yeah.
The second half of the game played in lock scares me. I think Starling's the better play.
Yeah, definitely this week.
But you have to get him this week.
But yeah, it's a good win from Harry Dogs. Very happy about that in the grudge match. And look, Oakland A's didn't even crack 1,000.
Jack Howarth 39. Quickly touch on.
Yeah, that was a bit disappointing.
Bit disappointing, but it was a bit like it was a good game, but like it was a good poo slinger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought it was a good poo slinger.
Yeah, look, I'm not like that worried about it.
Yeah.
It's fine. Like he does that. He actually does do that.
So you know what? He plays the Dragons this week.
Still got a -2 break here.
I see the Storm putting a clinic on the Dragons. I think despite the win last week, they won't be very happy. It was an undermanned Penrith side. Bellamy would be giving him a absolute cooking, saying winning by a try and almost like we had Toto almost scoring the corner, didn't we?
Oh man, that would have been amazing if Toto scored on the corner.
So like Bellamy wouldn't be happy with that against an understrength Penrith. I think they come out this week and fucking rinse the Dragons. I think the Dragons have started the year too well.
Yeah, and look, just for everyone out there, don't get Clint Gutherson. Don't get Clint Gutherson. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, Gutherson and Tui Pilatu, in my opinion.
Don't get him.
Yeah,
definitely don't get him.
So
next
next game, the Grizzly Raiders versus the Cardi Party. Yet again, a tale of Ruben Garrick. Saved a lot of teams this week.
Yeah, and he saved the Grizzly Raiders as well. Literally put the team on his back and just won it for him.
Going through, Munster 61 with 3 try assists. That's pretty heartbreaking. But they were all off kicks, so that's about what you can expect. Nafufi, Toya, that's what we've already touched on them. Scotty Drink, 52.
He's trash. How much did he drop? Yeah, he dropped 42k. My analyst might have a bit of spew here soon if he has a couple of those.
It's about time something to my left did something useful.
Yeah, actually provided something. But look, the Cardi Party had a couple of big scores. Payne Haas and Nico. God, I tell you what, if you started with Nico and not Cleary, you're one happy man.
Yeah,
that's actually huge in the scheme of the season. Like that's.
I don't think there's anything to be too worried about. Like, yeah, there was a 113 point difference this week between the two, but at the end of the day, it's Nathan Cleary.
Like if you got Nathan Cleary, it's fine. But you're better off if you didn't have him to start.
Like it's Nathan Cleary. What are we talking about? It's fucking Nathan Cleary. He can literally. He has a break even of 146. He misses this week versus the Souths. It's only a head knock. So it's not like he'll be coming back from a proper long-term injury. He's going to be coming back probably just after playing Fortnite.
Yeah, it's not a hemi or something.
No, so. He'll be in the gym this week. He'll come back. Oh fuck me!
Milo has got you.
Fuck, it was good though. So yeah, I think with Cleary, he comes back against the Cows, I believe. Like, fuck me, he could just run a train on them by himself.
Yeah, he could make money.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what's interesting. I thought was interesting, anyways. Fletcher Sharp in a game where the Knights got fucked up. I personally chose to watch as little of that game as possible, and that didn't end well for me. Got blind to cope with it.
Yeah.
Fletcher Sharp with 54 in a game where they got fucked up.
What attacking stats did he have?
Well, I'd assume none. I actually haven't really looked, to be honest. But
yeah, no attacking stats. So that's just
tackle breaks and offload, Not even a line break or a line break assist.
That's just elite. That's elite Supercoach. Any errors? I guess there'd be no errors or anything in there. No errors. He hasn't. Yeah, no, he's scored maybe one error this year.
One error.
Yeah, Fletcher Sharp, a serious option.
And I like that pick.
At 650k with a break even of 68, I think he's not a must buy because I think he definitely will score over 68 on the return game. There's definitely no questions about that. But I don't think he'll make too much more money. I think he'll sort of peak around 700k for the year.
Yeah.
Just, based off his scores of 80, 50, I think 700k is the sort of max he'll be able to get to. Unless he hits some form, goes big, but serious option to look at.
It's good. Like, it's a good pod. Like that's what you want.
Yeah.
When you buy him, you probably expected a bit less than that, and he's giving you more than what you asked for.
Yeah.
So I'd be happy with that if I owned him.
I owned him 12% of teams, so
yeah, so it's not like a mega pod, but it's a good pod. I don't know if anyone else in the comp other than the Cardi Party has him. I don't think I do.
Jacob Preston, 47. That has been very disappointing.
Yeah, he's dropping money,
dropping cash. He scored a 66 last week. I believe that was with a very late try.
Yeah, he did score actually. Yeah,
and besides that, just 40s. I like Preston. I like him as a player. As I've said before, I can't wait for him to play Origin. I think he will, but. Pretty poor start to the year.
Yeah, Supercoach wise, anyways. I also didn't like the Lehigh pick from the Cardi Party.
On the wing with Turbo, when Turbo and stuff's there, he's left side, I believe, or is Saab's on the right.
Saab's right. Yeah,
Saab's right. So Lehigh's on the left. I don't mind that. Turbo doesn't mind. Well, Turbo's fucking does whatever he wants out there. Turbo goes left and goes right. So, I don't hate that for him. Look, I think probably should have waited a few weeks before getting Lehigh, actually seeing how he would go.
It was a risk. It was a massive risk.
Yeah, it hasn't quite.
And even last year, I don't think he was very good when he played.
He was played
fullback a fair bit, but even in fullback, when Manly scored, averaged 60 last year. Manly scored what? Did they score 40 points on the Raiders?
Yeah.
And he was playing fullback all game, and he scored 35.
Well, it was just the Ruben Garrick show. It was just give it to Ruben and let him fucking do what he wants. So
it was a bit. Congratulations on the kid.
Congratulations. He's a big fan of the show.
Big fan. But look, it's a good win for the Grizzly Raiders. He'd be happy about it. Bit of lip in the chat as well, which I like.
Yeah, I know. He's been active in the chat. The big fella.
I didn't know you had to use Facebook. So.
Well, yeah, he's worked it out now, and he's now the lippiest bloke in there. Can we just go back to that matchup real quick? Lockie Galvin, 50. I'll touch on that real quick. Good. Not Mamazelis. Mamazelis also scored a 50. What happened here? 50, 150, so a very mixed bag for Galvin.
Yeah. But he'll give you that.
Yeah, he will. But now that I'm actually looking at it, not much to touch on.
Yeah, look, it's kind of one of them things with Galvin, like Luai might go big one week, Galvin might go big one week.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't have Galvin, he's too hot and cold.
I just don't like Tigers.
Yeah, look, I'm still so unset on the Tigers. I'm thinking about betting on for the Wooden Spoon still.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's about it for them. Congrats, Grizzly Raiders.
AFB of 61. What's he done this year quickly?
He had a big score round 1.
92, 46, 61. Yeah.
I think he had an early shower against the Cows too.
In that game against Penrith where he did score 92, he did also carry 3 blokes and score a try. But he can do that.
He does that. He's like a Audi version of Payne Haas.
Yeah. So, I probably wouldn't have him there. No. But, yeah, look, good win for the Grizzly Raiders.
This is a spastic matchup here. Don's and Bilbo's mother hot. Look, everyone we've really spoken about for both sides has played. Wade Egan with a 55. I'm sure the Dongs would be loving that. He's a big fan of Wade Egan for whatever reason.
Oh, so annoying.
Don't know why.
Every time he versus the Harry Dogs, I know he goes big.
Yeah, so Wade Egan, sure, in the hooker deficit, I guess, but
It's actually ended up being an alright pick, to be honest.
Yeah,
he's went up 50k.
Yeah, he went big the other week. If I'm the Dongs, definitely not holding Wade Egan. I'd be looking to get Connor Watson once back from HIA, or Harry Grant once Harry Grant drops in price.
But, look, this is really just a game of some shit picks, like Ethan Strange, he scored 15.
That is disgusting. That is really, really disgusting.
And that's for Bilbo's mother hot, yeah. Strange pick.
KO Weeks, 44, okay. He's been shit to start the year. I can't believe he's held his spot in the Dongs.
That's just the Dongs love for the Raiders players.
That's a biased pick there. thinks with his heart, not his head sometimes.
Owen Paddy for 39.
Yeah,
That's
Owen Paddy. It's just unfortunate that Starling is playing so well, and if Starling wasn't so good, Owen Paddy is a freak. He looks so good when he touches the field.
I hope Starling goes to a new club. He
me
deserves to be in the first grade.
Me too. Yeah. There's Raiders bias on the panel here, and I agree. As much as I enjoy Tom Starling, it's Tom Starling. He's not a needle mover. He was up until bloody 4 weeks ago. He wasn't moving the needle for anyone.
Yeah.
No one gave a fuck.
But he's a good player. I
Yeah.
hope he gets a starting role somewhere.
Yeah, but I think he's good enough to be a starting hooker. But when we have the next Cameron Smith coming through and Owen Paddy, you've fucking got to make room for him. But I'm happy to let Starling take the grunt out of the game at the moment.
40 tackles in the first half of Starling.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Looking at that,
Not too much to touch on.
Paddy Carrigan, how's that pick turned out? I didn't mind that when we initially looked at teams. 90, 50, 60, like that's good.
Not bad.
That's good
You take that.
for Paddy Carrigan for a dual position front row, second row. I don't think you need to be fucking hustling to get him in.
It's also not great.
Broncos have a decent run coming up.
There's some shit forward packs there.
So like you could look at him, but I just think with Haas, Terrell May, Tino, AFB, I think those four are definitely all ahead of Carrigan, but who knows, it could be a pod.
Yeah. But not much else to touch on. Good in for the Dongs.
Yeah. Bilbo's Motherhot make that plural, please.
Yes, please. Next up, the Cobby captains.
Best on field. This was another Garrick masterclass.
Still would have got the win without Garrick though for the Cobby captains.
Yeah. So the win was still there, but again, Garrick comes out huge. Eli Katoa just set the tone for the week here. 77. He looks unbelievable.
He was looking
just
good.
loves playing off Jerome Hughes. Him and Jerome Hughes just little docking buddies. They don't mind.
Jerome Hughes now injured for a month though, worth mentioning.
Yes.
If you're looking at Katoa.
Yeah, so a lot of Katoa's tries come off beautiful pill from
right.
Jerome Hughes, and
he's a pharmacist.
Yeah.
Great Spyro pill.
Yeah. You'd love to go to a festival with that bloke.
Yeah. He'd give you great pills.
Yeah. So a lot of his tries do come off just fucking lovely ball from Hughes and really, really good kick placement. So with him out, I think that you shouldn't be rushing to get Katoa.
Yeah,
because who comes in for him? Who's playing there?
Machar, I suppose.
Oh, that's
he's a good player, but he's not much of a ball
good
player.
replacement.
He's more of a runner.
He's a bit of a runner, so
is Hughes, but I probably wouldn't get him until Hughes comes back.
If you were looking at Katoa this week, I'd wait another week. What's his break even? They play
62.
62.
He's
So
at 700k though.
yeah, so 700k. I think with the uncertainty of how Wishart will play with him, you probably shouldn't go him.
God, he went 85 against the Eels too.
Yeah, no, he was really good. Sandon Smith, we haven't really touched on him. 20, disappointing. Sandon Smith's just fucking doing
He's doing what you expect.
Yeah.
He's still got a -20 or -3 break even.
Yeah, so you're not holding Sandon Smith for too long. You're trying to get rid of him as soon as that break even gets over 30, I reckon.
Yeah, I'm looking very closely at Harry Grant's break even and his price range, and hopefully
a little bit of a swap there.
Or Starling to there, but
yeah. Jamie Humphries with a 79 was huge. Ben Hunt 33. That's just fucking what you expect from Ben Hunt. That's a shit pick. You pick how old is he now? Like 70?
Yeah.
Like a 70.
He's literally older than what score he got. So
Yeah.
that just tells you that.
Like you pick a man that's fucking he runs around in a diaper. He's that old.
I'm pretty sure he's actually 37.
He's got an adult. He's literally got an adult nappy on. He'd soiled himself in that game, which is running around with shit in his undies because he can't hold it in anymore.
Yeah.
And he pulls out the 33. So when you have there's two different versions of old men there. There's Adam Reynolds who's DILF old.
Yeah, looks good.
He looks good. You want to fucking. He's the type of guy that girls weirdly fantasize about because he's so old. You know, looking good. So then you got Ben Hunt.
I know as well. My independent panelist right here, Taylor Coors, also likes him old, but won't get too much into it. But she was 46, so got anything to say there.
No comment, mate.
46, and she wasn't even a MILF. She was pretty ugly. And I also have a video of Jamie hooking up that chick. But to put it in perspective, will be Ben Hunt's age in the year 2040. So that just goes to show how old he is. I'm not going to be his age until 2040.
So, like, Ben Hunt. So, yeah, you got Adam Reynolds, who's, like, hot, dilf, like, fucking still doing the thing. And then Ben Hunt's on the other side of the field, like, screaming at a white wall.
Yeah.
Shitting himself. Yelling at a cloud. So, Ben Hunt, shit pick.
And scoring shit, so coach scores. So,
yeah.
Bad pick. And it cost him. He lost. Both of them made Cleary, so that kind of doesn't matter for this game.
Over the other side, RTS, Hammy, we touched on that.
Metcalf, shit.
Mamazelis, we haven't really touched on him. Mamazelis turned out to be...
A 50's good.
Yeah, he's turned out to be a good little hooker pick.
Still minus 27 break.
Scored a 90 last week into a 50 all-in base this week. That's fucking just like... Thanks.
That's another thing you watch though, like with Jamie Humphries, like will he start playing hooker and Dodd come into 7, but... That doesn't really matter, I suppose. He's still making money regardless.
That's about it. It's a pretty boring matchup. They got Copy Captains gets the job done as per usual.
Not too much else to touch on. Good win. Next up, David's team. Biggest scorer of the week.
Yeah.
Huge game.
12:41. Fucking Paul Alamotti coming out. He heard what our former co-host had to say about him and thought, how about you get this up here? Yeah. And rolls out a 102. 2 tries, was it, in the end?
Yeah, I think he scored twice. A lot of base, long breaks, tackle breaks.
Yeah, so he's actually a pretty elite pick, Paul Alamotti. Just loves a tough carry. Loves a tackle break. He's a fucking big bit of gear.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Paul Alamotti. I reckon he's a good pod.
Yeah, it's just a shame his name's Paul.
Yeah.
Like, just no aura.
No aura in that.
Definitely no aura.
And it's not even like a funny like Bob.
No.
But, Lindsay Smith was a great...
Lindsay Smith has been fantastic. We actually mentioned this to start the year that we liked what he was about. 270s. He had a 48, but that was in a...
that was a weird game.
Yeah, that was a weird game against the Roosters, so you can sort of write that one off.
The one thing I don't like is how David's team has traded Connor Watson to Blake Brayley. I don't know if we spoke about that last week, but...
Yeah, Blake Brayley, weird sort of pick. Like, I'm a fan of the Brayley family. I like what the Brayleys do in their footy. I like what Blake does. I like how he takes his scoots and is not afraid of a line break.
Attacking upside.
Yeah, definitely attacking upside in a good attacking side. But, like, I don't know. Going Watson to him, like, sure.
Yeah.
Metcalf, 23. We haven't really touched on Metcalf. Actually, let's wait for the next game. Let's wait for the next game when we touch on Metcalf.
I particularly like in David's team. I like the pick of Terrell May.
Terrell May captaincy.
No captaincy, yeah, sorry. I like that. I like how he captained.
In a week where it was pretty hard to pick, I think a lot of people went KP because of how shit the Titans are.
Okay, the Knights were decimated with injury.
So, like, when you look at that, a week where it's potentially a bit tough to pick captains, especially when you look at the cattle that David's team has, you put it on someone that's safe for a 70, and Terrell May is just a 70 machine.
Yeah, it goes to show how far he's come. Like,
just you wait, he hasn't jagged an attacking stat this year, not one.
Yeah, not a try or a try assist. Yeah,
not one attacking
stat.
So
yeah, I like that pick. I don't like. Then again, though, my second point to this was if you're going to pick Terrell May and go for safe, why not pick Payne Haas? He scored 140, and he was always going to score 70.
Payne Haas definitely the safer of the two, but like, Terrell May has 140 minutes. Well, if he plays like how he's been playing, and he jags a try, we know he's got a good offload in him. He could give an offload for a try assist, and then later on in the game just march over the try line.
Yeah,
like that's 140 waiting to happen.
Yeah, look, I'm a bit of a hindsight hero in saying that, but I probably would have gone Payne Haas, and if you did, you maybe would have freaking won $1,000 from Supercoach because he got the top scorer of the week.
Yeah,
but I like the pick. I like
Tom Gilbert 47. He's turned out to be shit, and it was always gonna like. You don't pick someone like he scored well week 1. I think he had a 60 odd, 64. Yeah. Like 64 doesn't get you hard.
No.
64 is like.
Did he have an attacking stat when he did that?
No, it was all base.
It was all base.
It was all base, but like 64 shouldn't get you fucking getting you jerking off to.
It shouldn't make you think, I'm going to trade him in.
Like 64 is something where you go, okay, I'll keep an eye on that. Like. That's, you've just scrolled past a video on the hub and you just think,
Yeah,
I might come back to that one.
yeah. Or
Might
you
find
watch
it
a
again.
really good one and you think, fuck, that was so good, I'm going to watch it again.
I might come back.
and you keep that link saved on the incognito side, and you hope your missus doesn't find it. You know she might, but you hope she doesn't, and then you maybe come back to it.
But that's one that you just sort of leave to the side and you just stash it away and you think, okay,
Yeah.
I'll come back to that.
That was a really good one. But
That's about to go live on the internet. Your mum's gonna watch that.
but look,
Sorry, Tanya.
that wasn't that.
No, that wasn't that. That was just like that was pretty like just an average
Just keep
score.
scrolling, next page.
And you brought him in, and now he's doing this. He's just
Yeah.
scoring good base numbers, but like it's Tom Gilbert, he's not going to score. Like he doesn't score. The Dolphins might not score.
Yeah, so David sitting there with some post-nut clarity, thinking, what have I done? Where have I gone wrong?
I've taken home Tom Gilbert. I've gone out and I've taken home Tom
Look,
Gilbert.
when someone's neck looks like Tom Gilbert's does, you don't pick him. He's got a shit neck.
Yeah,
But
yeah. So that's
Yeah,
that.
go on.
We spoke about Marjorie Dill Brown. We haven't spoken about 61. He's like
he's actually had a steady start to the year. Like he's dropping cash.
70,
he scored 34.
70, 30, 60.
I didn't realise he scored 34.
Yeah. So
he's
like.
looked shit too. Like just on the eye test.
Yeah,
he's looked
I
so
couldn't
bad.
believe he scored 60. I thought he was having a woeful game, but I guess I was
I
wrong.
can't even think of what he did to score 60.
Yeah, what?
Try
One
assist,
try
I guess.
assist,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, so like Dill Brown, he's still someone you keep an eye on because 5'8" sucks this year.
Yeah.
5'8" is just disgusting to look at. If I could roll in without a 5'8", I would.
And that 1 year, I think it was 2023, or was it even last year?
2022,
He was
I think.
so good. What did he average? Yeah, he averaged 74 in
Yeah.
2022.
Or maybe 2023.
I think 23 was good too. Yeah, 76.
76.
So he's a good player.
Yeah, he does have it in
What
him.
did he average in 24? 66. So
Yeah,
it's kind of gone
yeah.
down. But
Look, when there's such a deficiency in 5'8", you still keep an eye on Dill Brown.
yeah, but no Mitchell Moses. That's probably his problem. Like those 2 years where he averaged over 70, Moses played like all year.
Yeah.
Whereas the past 2 years he's been in and out of the side, and his score's been reflecting that. But
Iongi 57. That was a I heard that 24 runs for Isaiah Iongi.
did he? Was that all base?
24 runs.
Was that all base? All these? scores?
No, I think he might have scored. Maybe I can't remember.
Let me see.
I'll be honest with you. I don't watch many Parramatta games.
No, they're pretty shit. Yeah, you got to try this.
Try assist. So you had a try assist in there, but yeah, 24 runs, which
That's good.
That's outstanding.
That's
That is
good.
something that you want to keep an eye on.
And the Bulldogs are one of the better defensive sides in the comp. So when
Yeah.
he does that against the Titans, he'll make line breaks, tackle breaks.
Yeah.
So
Garrick 157, touched on that
Yeah,
already.
that's
Don't need to talk about that anymore. Corey Horsburgh 58 with the sin bin.
still 58. Yeah, what's his sin bin minus? Yeah, I
10, I think.
10. So what's
So-
68? He's been so good.
Yeah, so
So good.
Corey Horsburgh is just elite. Like if you're front row / you can have one in the back row if you want, but if your front row isn't Haas, Team A, Horsburgh, and Tino,
Yeah.
and then like I said, you can have a Nuffy and flick one of them down to second row. But if they're not in your forward pack, delete the app.
Yeah.
Delete the app.
No
try
problem,
again
mate.
next year. You need those guys. They are just so reliable. It's outstanding.
But
Up the guts.
Yeah.
Not playing Munster this week.
I don't understand. Like even he's got Spencer Leniu. Like
Yeah, gross.
why aren't you playing him if you have? Like if you have him, you're shit. And
He scored
why
54.
didn't
Then
you
you
play
didn't
him?
realise that. But yeah, like Lenu's still. I don't really like it.
No.
What's his cost? Oh shit, that's clear.
I think it was 500. I just seen. Oh,
400.
400.
400.
And he actually had a
yeah.
starting role, but it hasn't worked out. Anyway.
He's Spencer Lenu. He can gas quick.
Yeah, he's just known for his big minutes,
And-
like quick minutes. I mean,
And fuck, you notice him.
yeah, like comes off a 20. Fuck, he was good in Origin.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait for him.
Oh. But yeah, look,
Tamale 25. That's disappointing.
yeah, he's got Jack Goz. 32.
Jack Goz, sell, get rid of him.
That was a trap. If you got him in
Yeah.
after he scored 66, that was a trap.
Yeah, get rid of him. You can't have Jack Goz. Like, yeah, Piakura is so much better than what Jack Goz is. Was he score 30 with a try?
Did he score?
I think he scored. I'm positive he scored this week.
Oh, he did too. I
That's
didn't even know.
fucking disgusting.
I didn't even know.
What was he
that.
doing? So what? He scored that try, and then was he just like chasing butterflies in the
So
back
we
of the
got
field?
15 points in base.
Fuck me.
That's awful. That's
He is,
truly awful.
yeah, he is a must sell. You take what he's made 30k. Take that 30k and fucking...
And be grateful, honestly.
Yeah, be grateful he scored that. Like, he's...
You didn't deserve it.
I don't have anything to say about him, really.
That 30k. But, yeah, look, not much else to touch on. Great win from David.
Casey McLean, 66 for Up the Guts.
Did he get dropped?
Got dropped this week.
Did he get dropped?
Yeah, he got dropped. Got dropped. I didn't think they were that bad. I didn't think he was that bad. Also had a break even of 1. So
yeah, that's tough.
That was if you had RTS, I think McLean would have been the move to go down to him, bank 120 odd K or whatever it might be, plus a break even of 1. Like, that was 100% the move. But no,
that's unfortunate.
Ivan Cleary says, get fucked.
Like, he scored 72 against the Roosters, 66 against the Storm, and then 4 against the Sharks. If he didn't have that 4 on his rolling average, he would have gone up way more money. That just kind of hurt him for his first couple games. So yeah, he was a good option, but not getting picked. That's surprising.
I know. So who knows? I imagine he's still 18th man this week, so he's still sort of first in line.
Tom Jenkins was really good at fullback though.
3 tries is huge.
But yeah, not really much else
about it.
Adam Dewey, just quickly, he's been pretty bad.
Yeah, just 70 the other week.
40, 70, 40.
Sharpshooter does not miss. He's so accurate in front of goal.
The only problem is I don't know if the Tigers are skill much.
No, that's the thing. You can't pick Tigers.
I don't want to see any Tigers other than Terrell May.
Yeah, exactly right.
But yeah, huge.
Finally.
Now here's a poostling. I cue the music. I know we don't want to do all that editing, but that's happening. Cinderella Man beats Hey Ho Let's Go by 104 points
in a fucking high scorer.
Yeah.
This reminds me of the Titans versus Tigers probably 2 or 3 years ago when the final score was 6-8, all in penalties.
Oh,
yeah. Oh no, the score was 6-4. It was 6-4, and then Brimo has scored off a dropped ball with like 2 minutes to go in underneath the goalpost, planted it, they go up, and then whoever was kicking has missed the conversion.
I'm right in front.
Yeah. So that was the biggest pooslinger of all time. If you don't know about that game, go back and watch it. I believe it was at Titan Stadium in 2023.
Yeah, you ever struggle to go to sleep or something, maybe chuck it on?
Yeah.
We're going to put you to sleep.
Or if you're just thinking about offing yourself, put it on and that will solidify your decision.
Yeah. Or it'll tell you things can be worse.
Yeah, maybe. Depends on perspective, eh?
But yeah, look, it's just a poostling. There's not really much to say. Like, they both have terrible players. Isaiah Papali'i for 28. He's been bad.
Going through this team list is so funny.
It's hilarious.
Tui Kamikamica!
Who had him? Oh yeah, Mick. And he actually scored 44.
44, big Tui. CHT, Shinoris Tavita. He's been good to start the year. That's one of Mick's.
That was a good cheeky pod, actually. I think David got into it.
Lot of Broncos in here for Mick. Xavier Willison.
That's so random.
That's so random. Cam McInnes, 52. I imagine that was entirely in tackles.
Yeah. Would not be a single run in there, that's for sure.
Gerbo,
37.
Shout out to Gerbo.
Was Gerbo good back in the day? I can't remember.
Yeah, Gerbo was good. Gerbo was
back
good.
In, 2018 or something?
Gerbo was a really good Supercoach pick.
Yeah, he averaged 70 in 2018.
Unfortunately, it's not 2018 anymore.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Mick's obviously living in the old days, but...
Saab, 24. That's exactly what you expect. Also interesting throwing your VC on someone playing in the final game of the week.
Yeah, I don't think he quite understands how that works.
Yeah.
He put his captaincy on Ponga. That would have been pretty bad, obviously. He's a Knights fan.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go, but...
Look, Mick, I'm extending an invitation to you right now. We're happy to put on a Supercoach 101 for you. Happy for you to come up, sit down in the studio, just listen in. We'll run you through some tips and tricks.
Yeah, you need it.
We'll give you the rule book. And yeah, at the moment, he's just playing in this comp with his L plates on.
Yeah. And look, it's his first year. Trainer Mills on, L plates on, so he might come back better next year.
All we got to say is if they're a good footy, just because they're a good footy player, doesn't mean they're a good Supercoach player.
Honestly, do you reckon if you inherited this team right now, you could turn it into a top 18?
If I inherited it,
if you just started this week with this team, could you turn it into a top 18?
I'd probably need 2 years to turn this
team
around.
Yeah.
I don't think fucking the best of the best could turn this team around at the moment. You'd have to gut it. You'd have to completely gut it. You'd be out of trades by fucking round 15.
And you'd need to have like $1 million in the bank.
Yeah.
Just to give you something.
But look, Mick.
I appreciate you playing.
Appreciate you playing. Appreciate your money.
Yeah. You get a participation award.
Look, we're not all good. We're not all on it in our first year. Keep listening to the pod. Keep listening to our advice. Not this guy's advice,
No.
but ours. And you will get there.
But
Cinderella Man. Let's touch on him.
yeah, we got some good scores.
He's been waiting. We're 50 minutes into the pod. I just can tell that he's been waiting for his name to be called, his ticket to be called.
Yeah.
And here it is. It's a standing O.
Bravo.
It's a standing ovation for
Bravo.
you. On the board.
It's a good win, and I'm happy for him. I'm very, very happy for him. He's a very passionate player. Like, when players play bad, he hates him. He shoots him, he attacks him.
He loves his super coach, which I love to see. Look, and his team has turned around. It's not as gross as what it was
It's not
3
looking
weeks
too
ago.
bad. Like, he's still got major, major holes. Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah.
He's still got Isaiah
And
Papali'i.
there's still some poor, like,
Xavier Savage.
I go through these picks, he's still got some, like, he's got rid of most of his spastics off
He's
the
still
bench.
got Jacob Halangahu.
Halangahu. Like, that's a bit of a parasite. But, mate, you've turned it around. And this team is looking like a Supercoach team. I love to say it. Eli Katoa, 77. That's just... He's a good pick. Mate, if he scores a shit one over the next few weeks, don't trade him out.
No.
He is going to be a top 3 back rower for the year. He could go complete dog shit for 3 or 4 weeks. You just hold on to him. As soon as Hughes is back, he's elite again.
But look, his track record of sacking people and giving people sprays. Like, he gave Metcalf a spray. What did he do the next week? 117.
I know.
So he's a good coach. Kind of like maybe Craig Bellamy.
Yeah. It's like when Bennett came down and inherited the Knights. Remember that?
Yeah, straight to a prelim.
Inherited the Knights. So maybe that's what this is about. He's rolled into a shittier side. He's inherited it, and he's turning things around.
Yeah, and you can see the cogs turning.
Yeah, they are. They're rusty.
Definitely rusty.
They're moving slow.
Definitely rusty. But he's getting there, and I'm happy for him. It's a good win. And yeah, look, I'm excited to see what he's got next week.
I think Papali'i has to go. Papali'i is no good, and he's about to lose money. He's coming off the bench for Penrith, which is gross.
A 40 and a 20.
I'd expect him to be out of the side this week.
Yeah, look, if you're serious, get him out of the side.
Yeah.
Mark Nawanga-Nitawase. Now, he's a good player.
Yeah, I like what he's about.
Player.
I like what he's about.
Yeah, he's a good rugby league player.
Yeah.
Like when Mark Nawanga-Nitawase comes back and he's with Sam Walker, I reckon those two will have a deadly combo.
Yeah, I agree. I really hope that he sticks it out with the Roosters, which I expect he will. I don't know how long his deal is.
But just to note, Aaron, that's not until like round 18. So
yeah,
don't take that into interest. But
so going on, this is where I wanted to talk about Luke Metcalf.
Yep.
Luke Metcalf and the Cinderella Man, they have a bit of history.
They do have history. They have beef, major beef.
I heard after round 1 there was a punch on.
Yep.
There was a fight in the car park of Cinderella Man HQ.
Yep.
With a pretty clear winner. Luke Metcalf pumped him.
Yeah.
Because he came out the next week and scored 117. Absolutely flogged him. But after that 117, I heard the Cinderella Man said, "Hey, you don't win them all." And as Luke Metcalf was walking down into the change rooms after his big game, he was dog shot. He was dog shotted.
Pushed down the stairs.
Yeah, Cinderella Man came in. He went to shake his hand. He said, "Mate, congrats on the game," and socked him in the face.
Yeah. So yeah, Luke Metcalf's gone through HIA protocols at the moment.
Yeah, and so Luke Metcalf has come out this week with a 23, probably because he's a bit hurt over getting punched in the face.
It is terrible too. 23. Like seriously, that's bad.
It is bad. But we knew this. We knew this about Metcalf, and if you didn't know this about Metcalf, you were an idiot. He is attack reliant. He needs attack. When he does attack, he goes huge. He scores 117s. He has them in him.
That's bizarre. 12, 117, and then 20. Like
yeah. So he absolutely needs his attack. This week he plays the Tigers, who have been better. The defence has been better, I believe.
They're actually the best defence in the
I
comp.
know, that's outrageous. But at the end of the day, it's the Tigers. Like,
It's the Tigers.
you can't buy into that. He could go big again. So, look, I think you give Metcalf another week. What's his break even? It's still going to have that 117 in the rolling average.
2.
So, after this week, it disappears. Is that right? Or is there one more week in there?
I actually don't know how that works.
I don't know how that works. That's something I'll have to run up the board.
Yeah.
So that once that 117 disappears out of the rolling average, if he pulls out another poo of a score, then you definitely move him on. Thing is, who do you move him on to?
Well, maybe you look at someone like Dill Brown. He might be floating around that 500k mark. Maybe you don't.
It's going to be hard, but look, Metcalf does have big scores in him. I don't think it's complete panic stations.
Or if you don't have Munster, you get Munster as well.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully Metcalf and Aaron can talk things over this week. I imagine he's received a huge spray. Like I said, after the win, Cinderella Man gave the boys a day off, and as Metcalf was walking out, grabbed him by the collar and said, "Not you, mate.
Yeah.
You're back
in the training field.
You're back in there. I just left a massive shit in that bathroom, and you're cleaning it."
But yeah, the bloke that won the game for Cinderella Man was Nico Hines for 115. I'd hate to see what Aaron did to him in the showers after the game.
Yeah.
I know Nico Hines was feeling a bit ginger, a bit sore in the groins, sore in the dot. So
Cinderella Man would have massaged it thoroughly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he would have licked it and all sorts. So yeah, he's it's a good win. It's a good win. Congratulations, Aaron. That's all the games.
We'll run through our tips for next week real quick. We know that this is they're starting to get long, these things.
This is supposed to be quicker with just us two.
Yeah, I know. So Butter Bandit versus Trentos Titans.
I'm going to go Butter Bandit.
Yeah, I agree. After we've sent the Trentos Titans, we've sent his close affiliate with this podcast on a holiday.
Yeah.
So, look, I think things are going downhill for him. He knows they're going downhill. He won't admit it, but he knows that. He was clawing onto the fact that he had scored 1,100 this week, clawing onto it. Like, congrats, you scored it.
If he loses, it will be so funny.
So, Butter Bandit, we're all on you this week, mate. We're all going for you. So, yeah, Butter Bandit's my tip.
Yeah, I'll go Butter Bandit as well. So, next game, Doggies versus Waltzing Matildas. Now, Doggies 0-3.
Waltzing Matildas, the surprise packet of the year.
Start of the year. But now, the major thing for me, which I already looked at this game, Waltzing Matildas has 3 Knights players that are on the bye. Doggies has none.
Plus Nick Meaney, who's injured.
And also, Doggies has Turbo against the Eels, whereas Waltzing Matildas doesn't.
Yeah, I think injuries have seriously hurt the Waltzing Matildas this week. I think if he wasn't so injury ravaged and the Knights weren't on the bye, I'd give it to him. But just the way that the cookie crumbles, Scott, congratulations! You're getting your first win this week.
Yeah, you're on the winners sheet. You've caught Kearney on a good week.
Yeah.
But I'll go Scott too. Next up, Harry Dog versus Adam O'Brien. This is a good match.
This is a really good match here. There was a bit of to and fro at the pub on Saturday night between these two. Both of them very confident. I've heard some mail that there's a few big trades for the Harry Dogs this week. A certain Titans back rower has come into the side.
They call him Bo.
Yeah.
So that's a good pick.
Bring Bo in against Bo.
Yeah, Bo against. There's a bit of omenery there.
Yeah, there's a bit of something in that. At the moment, I'm definitely leaning towards the Harry Dogs. I think that this is a really good side.
That's a good side for the stage.
I think that's a really good side. Looking at Adam O'Brien.
He's
no Watson.
3 Knights players.
No Watson. Lindsay Collins back this week, so White's production will go down. Marju and Ponga not playing. Yeah. Yep, I'm going with Harry Dogs and Harry Dogs comfortably.
Yeah, same. Next up, Grizzly Raiders versus the Bedwetter. Now, this will be a bit of a thriller, I reckon. Now, I hope the Grizzly Raiders are traded in Haas this week. It's always hard doing tips.
I think you need Haas. Rego, if you don't have Haas for...
Because I reckon Haas scores 100 again. Like, I can't see anyone stopping him.
Plays the Dolphins.
It's the Dolphins? Yeah, they
who did the Dolphins play last week?
Who did they play last week? The Tigers.
The Tigers. I remember seeing Alex Seyfarth scoring that match-winning try, just rolled through the... Tom Gilbert's defence, he's known as a good defender, but he was fucked in that line and let Alex Seyfarth through. So I think that if the Finns pack is getting tired against the Tigers, imagine what Carrigan and Haas are going to do.
Yeah,
they're just gonna have a field.
And even though people in the chorus, just snap through the guts. So yeah, he needs to get Haas. That'll be a big win for the Bedwetter.
Yeah,
having him as a unique. But I
I think this is pretty 50-50. This is a bit of a coin flip for me.
50-50, but I'm going to go the bedwetter.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Grizzly Raiders. I'd love seeing the bedwetter win, and he's like my second favourite team for the year. I like what he's about. I like that he's come out to a 3-0 start. First year in the comp. Not good chat in the group. Big chatty T guy, which always gets you in my good books.
Yeah. It's funny.
So, yeah, despite all that, I think I like what the Grizzly Raiders are about this week, and I think they're making a comeback.
Right, I'll go bedwetter. Next up, Oakland A's versus Bilbo Mother Hot. I'm going to go Bilbo Mother Hot. In this one, just looking at the two squads together. Yeah, I don't like what Oakland A's is about, personally.
Yeah, probably leaning to... Jerome Luai grosses me out. This is another 50-50, I reckon. There's a few gross things on either side. John Bateman's disgusting.
Ethan Strange is disgusting.
Isaiah Yo, I believe, will go low this week. No Cleary. I believe Yo will be in first receiver.
Yeah,
we know Yo loves to give that ball at the back, so yeah, maybe he could be on for a try assist, but probably not.
No.
So, yeah, I'm going to go with Bilbo's Mother Hot too in a bit of an upset here.
Yeah, I'm going to go that as well. Fieldy versus the Cardi Party.
Fieldy needs a bit of a bounce back. After his hot start to the year, he slid down from 1st to 8th. 3 nights out for the Cardi Party, which is tough. You got Ben Hunt, that old cunt.
Yeah, despite that, I'm probably going to go best on field. I can see Harry Grant having a bounce back.
Tough matchups for the Cardi Party this week. Sharks versus Dogs with 3 players playing in that game. I'm going to go with best on field.
Yeah, I reckon Harry Grant goes huge. He'll definitely be a try scorer in my multi, that's for sure.
Up the guts versus the Dons.
Yeah, look.
Can they do it for his coach, who is currently bedridden? Ebola, I heard.
Oh, yeah. Ebola, I've heard that too.
Ebola to come back. Ebola mixed with pink eye.
Yeah, and he's crippling. Yeah. He's in bed all day. It honestly takes me a while to process their teams when I first look. There's just so much shit.
There's so much going on here.
I go through it and then I'm just doing look at all those ones as I'm looking.
Yeah.
It's like KO Weeks and that.
I'm gonna go with up the guts here. I think I honestly don't know what I like. I'm picking the better of the two evils, I think.
He's got a good name. I like his team name, so I'm gonna go up the guts too. Next up, Copy Captains versus Hey Ho, let's go.
This could be the biggest margin of a win in Supercoach World Cup history.
Tell you what, Copy Captains probably wishes I picked point difference rather than total points scored as the metric, because this could get ugly. This
could be one of the all-time humpings this week. I see a world where this is 1,000 plus.
Hey Ho, let's go as Tuipulotu. I did not know that.
Tuipulotu against the Storm, so he just won't.
Yeah, no. Look, we don't even need to speak much on it. Copy Captains will win.
A few big trades for the Copy Captains this week. I can confirm now that Kale Iro has been welcomed to the side. Tough matchup against the Dogs this week for Kale Iro. However,
he's a base man.
He has been outstanding start. He has 2 80s and a 115.
Yeah.
Just bases his cock off.
He's a base man.
Just bases his cock off. Score. Now he's scoring tries. That gets me up and about. So that's the mail I've heard. So yeah, Copy Captains in a convincing win.
Yeah.
Finally, the battle of the coast.
Yeah, Battle of Burleigh.
The Burleigh Bash.
The Burleigh Bash.
The Burleigh Bash.
David's team versus Cinderella Man. Cinderella Man online at the moment, which is good.
I love that.
Look, it would take truly a miracle for Cinderella Man to get a win here.
This would be the most famous of wins.
And I reckon, honestly,
I think there's a world where it happens. With smart trades this week. With smart trades this week, I seriously think there's a world where Cinderella Man can cause one of the biggest upsets this competition's seen.
Look, David just needs to captain Payne Haas. He knows he'll get 80. Don't do anything silly. Aaron should probably put the captain on Nwanga Nitawase or something. Hopefully he gets 150.
I think, looking at this...
Or maybe put the captaincy on Walsh.
Looking at this, I think this is the week Walsh bounces back.
Yeah, Captain Walsh.
Queensland battle. I think he bounces back. So that's going to be a huge talking point in this
Who
game.
the Bronx got? Dolphins, yeah.
The Finns.
Yeah, definitely
At
Captain Welsh.
Suncorp. At Suncorp. So, yeah. Oh, God. I want to go with Cinderella Man so bad.
Look, I'm going to tip David's team, but it will be hilarious if Cinderella.
I've heard the loser of this game is getting banned from the PAV for life. No longer allowed in the PAV if they lose.
I heard the winner gets Danica.
You heard it here first.
The winner gets Danica.
You heard it here first, gentlemen.
The winner gets Danica. David's team's current misses. So
Have a look at the trade. The trades this week at David's team.
a lot on the line.
David's team has traded in Braden Hamuel.
Yeah.
He's throwing the game.
Is that enough to get sprayed? But look, I'm gonna go David's team.
Oh, another good week. God, the two-man weave should happen more often, I think.
How good's it been?
Mate,
Yeah.
it's always a pleasure. It's never a chore. Look, that's all we got for this week. Looking forward to a very fun week of Supercoach.
Good luck.
Yeah, that's about all we
Good luck.
have. So let's. I'll see you all later.
Thank you.